Greg, we're going to take you on a trip down memory lane.
Gosh.
1978, it was two guys who were pushing each other. It was Greg Meyer and it was Bill Rodgers, and it was a very different race.
I remember reading in the Sunday sports section that the great Bill Rodgers was going to come to Grand Rapids.
He was one of the inspirations, along with Greg Meyer.
The man who won the first Riverbank Run in 1978,
Rodgers, wearing number 1,
was also the inspiration for many of the people who signed up that year.
I got invited to the race by Greg Meyer because in '78 we were both members of the World Cross Country team representing the U.S. the World Championships.
Meyer isn't used to running 15.5-mile races, and at the 15-kilometer mark, Rodgers began to widen his lead.
You know, Greg was not quite at his prime yet as a competitive distance runner, and he was strong like through 10K, 15K, something like that, but I had the edge as I was a marathoner.
Rodgers won the race with a personal 25-kilometer best time of 1 hour, 17 minutes, and 24 seconds.
Well, I'm happy with it. I ran hard from about, I'd say, 7 miles on in. First 6 or 7, I wasn't pushing it that hard because I did a stupid thing this morning. I had breakfast about 45 minutes before the race, you know, so I was, ugh.
Meyer wasn't far behind. He crossed the finish line in second place 45 seconds later that year.
What are you looking for now in the future?
More road races, maybe get a little bit closer to the man, you know, a few more times, you know, maybe in a year or so even beat him, who knows.
It wouldn't be long before Meyer would beat Bill at a road race in Portland, Oregon.
Well, Greg outkicked us all, won the $10,000 first prize. He suddenly became a professional runner, and life had changed. I was so mad he beat me. He gave me some flowers he had been given, and he passed them along to me and said, "Here, Bill."
Do you remember that first race? At the very end of it, you were being interviewed, and you called Greg Meyer.
I knew I would have to push it to get away from Greg Meyer.
It could be. It could be. Yeah. I only know that, you know, that I wasn't quite sure where I was running, so we stayed together a long time in the race.
This year, several men who raced in the first Riverbank Run will continue their streak of doing it every year, 40 years after Bill Rodgers inspired them to sign up.
A lot of them say that they did it that first time because they heard that you and Greg were going to be there.
I love these athletes that, and I think that's what I was trying to say, Teresa, about how this sport catches you. And it's not just a sport. It's a way to live, sort of, your health and how you feel. As the old saying goes, seize the day, run your race, celebrate what you did, you know, with your family and friends. Then you've got it made. You've got it made.